championship. So many things to be positive of.
Yeah.
And we're going to start it off on a positive note. 3v3 between Detonator and Complexity kick us off for the day.
Yeah, ceiling's high for this team. And now is the time to, again, like we said, for most squads who've come into this weekend, or I should say this tournament, like it's an opportunity to put more stuff together and just figure out, you know, the proof of concept for the roster. I think it's worked for some teams. It hasn't worked for others. But if you're Detonator coming into this, you did lose to Luminosity 3-0, and it was pretty quick as well. It's going to be a much more difficult challenge, I feel, just given the way that Razebull plays and the matchup that he's going to be able to take against a player like Makan or a player like Lunatic, especially towards the backline. It is going to be tough here, but as we get off early on, it is Detonators opening it up with a great touch from Burn and a second as well for the center, and the follow-up from Lunatic puts it through.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've noticed from some of these minor regions is how quickly they adjust to play styles. And for Detonator, I mean, it's only been a short, 2-3 months that they've been separate, but they didn't get to go and compete in the Spring Major. We did see the first representation of APAC South in Gaming Gladiator. So they were removed from international competition. They had a lot of time to kind of reflect and go back to their own region as AJG is going to respond back here in the first 40 seconds. But it is interesting to see just a quick brief stint of like, hey, we haven't seen you guys in a bit. What have you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
And already out of the gate, they're a little bit more aggressive. Their challenges and just offense in general looks a little more polished in just a short time. So it is awesome to see their evolution, not only over the course of the last 3 months, but even on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, the scary thing about Complexity is their ability to take challenges close on the ball when it, let's say, like ricochets off the back wall. Like a lot of teams will try to catch it, get it back out for center. Complexity in players like AJG and Shad, not only great at passing, but they're also great at just catching and immediately putting a shot on target. And I expect that to continue in this series as AJG will looking for the double tap off the top lower bar, excuse me. And as it hits its way back out towards the center of the box, bar down again. It's 2 in a row. The Complexity cannot capitalize on, but this is the danger right here. When everybody's pushed up and they're feeling this rhythm, you better hope you get it cleared like you just did.
Yeah, scary thing is backs against the wall. That's when Complexity's at their best. You're talking about a team that's sitting on defense with minimal boost, and Complexity's just got that free roam in the midfield to come in and put some ridiculous shots on target. Again, need to be able to put those away, but overall, it's still the threat that applies. Hopefully Detonator doesn't back down and can get up and make some challenges. There's another 50 in front of their net. Does get saved and pushed into the corner before lobbed into the midfield by Razebull. Good infield pass, turns into a shot a little bit high yet again. So accuracy plaguing Complexity a little bit here in the early afternoon over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But plenty of time to wake up, just like we have to on this broadcast. I think we've been vibing since like 1:30 a.m. So
it's been fun.
We're fine. We're fine. It's all good.
Watching the start of this game, I do think that accuracy has been a problem for sure, but I also think a lot of those top bar shots have been intentional because again, they're trying to force Detonators to pull themselves up towards the backboard and then have someone like Shatter AJG sneak down through the middle and then catch a quick rebound for a shot. Like it's very clear that while these teams get warmed up, there is intent here. And for Complexity, they love to make the defense scramble with little boost as possible. As Razebull again trying to take a 1v2 to the corner off the top bar. A chance for Detonators who opened up the game with a goal but have yet to find something else after it with about 2:24 to play. Through the corner, Complexity continuing to threat.
Big pitch and thrown back into the corner. As it goes back around, good control by Burn. Should be able to play this past one as he does. And an open net, but a little bit too wide. Lunatic can't get there in time. Either way, plenty of control and throws it back over the other side of the net. This is where you hope Detonator can sustain a little bit before it's broken out, but AJG standing tall, able to win another 50 with control into the midfield, and it's a couple extra touches. Into a goal for Shad.
That is a morning cup of coffee right there. Look at that. Beautiful handoff. That's what I'm talking about. Playing close on the ball through the corner. Great center back out and having someone just sneak up ready. So when the defense does bite and you get 2 to commit, you immediately have an advantage toward the front of the net. Now it's up to Detonators to not only reestablish kind of the offense, but also control the midfield a little bit more, because it seems that Complexity not only have had boost control, but they've had more than enough chances to continue to win big 50s at the midfield, which just set up the offense in the counterattack. At this point for Detonator, it's going to come through a lot of slow plays through the midfield, a lot of infield passing. They just got to put it together.
Yeah, whether it's intentional or not, it does seem like there's a little bit too much respect being given over to Complexity. Well, you want to respect their play and you know their capability with a lot of their touches. I mean, you saw both of those double touch opportunities right out the gate. You still got to meet them in the midfield. You just got to be willing to move up and make some challenges. So a couple good 50s here that have been shown, but it is the defense that's going to stand tall for Complexity. as that is kicked down. The shot on target, played into the corner as they sweep through, look for a couple bumps. An aggressive challenge by Raisebolt.
Yeah.
Using that decal for his team. Making me super confused, even though he's on the orange side. But we gave you away ones, guys.
It's been a couple of times I've been like, wait a minute, there's 4 players on the field. This is weird.
Yeah, guy, why are you hitting it that way? What are you doing?
It's crazy, but everything you're seeing right now from Complexity is Complexity style. Great save on the double pinch and the demo. Make it 2. Everybody gets 1. Now a 2v2. Back to full strength for both teams. But what you're seeing from Complexity is, again, a lot of those follow after the first touch, and it's forcing Detonator to have to make these quick, long saves. They don't have a lot of boost right now. Really, the only one is Burn. I mean, McCann certainly does, but it's in instances like this where you're going to have to weather that storm. Great shot. Finally, they get upfield, and they catch only 1 defender from Complexity in the net.
That's a great play by Burn. Not only is he delaying the touch, but again, keeping it close to the chest. He forces a 50 back infield right in front of the net, and the follow-up from Detonator. 2 goals and at a perfect time, able to tie it up with 13 seconds remaining.
That's a big response goal. It's not so much a momentum swing. That's unfortunate. And that's going to go in from the demo. Okay, I'll throw my entire conversation pivot out the window as Shad gets the kickoff and just boop. That's a big win. Big demo. All right.
It's actually a really big play from Shad. A lot of people on that aggressive cheat up. He decides to play it a little bit more passive. Ends up kicking out to him, and then he follows it up. Just a push on target, able to get through with the speed flip and gets a demo. Something that we're going to see a lot probably out of Complexity is that unique kickoff where they decide to force and go for the Spanish kickoff, where the first person in rotation doesn't actually go for the ball at all. They wanted to get possession back to their side, and then they go for the demo on the next person. That way they have some freedom. So here's see if we'll see that as well. It is going to be up to Detonator as they suffer the first loss to pick our next Q type, whether it be 1s or 2s. We have yet to see Detonator play 1s, so not sure what they would field, but in 2s, probably Burn and Khan going up against Shad and Raisebolt is what I would have to assume.
Yeah, that's going to be just awesome. I'm so excited to see what potentially they do pick, because I would feel that given the situation of how this game one went, how close it was, you know, you probably feel comfortable going into 2s. Granted, you had a tie game before the final kickoff, and if you're expecting any team to have a Spanish kickoff attempt, it would be Complexity. You know, let's come on now. Come on now. It would be Complexity. So there's certainly anticipations there for sure, but I think again, the beauty of this Complexity roster is a lot like that old meme of like the 3-headed dragon, like when they're all like pissed off. It's like they are all that. Like when they're playing great, there's not a single one you can take down where you're not going to get hit by another. And we saw it there. Raisebolt kind of dictating a lot of the offense, and Complexity were very good at keeping the ball, like you talked about, close to chest and finding ways to, again, just kind of extend the play off the first touch. Because even if they got challenged, there was someone like Shad or AJG who was down at the midfield ready for a center. And that is just so hard to guard against if you're not getting demos and you're not clearing that lane. But we go into 2v2s, so there we go. This is a big game 2 for Detonator. Currently, they are 0-4 in this tournament. They got swept by LG, and right now they're down 1 game to Complexity.
If they can bounce back, and not an easy duo to be up against. Shad, Raisebolt.
Yeah, good luck.
Basically sharing a wavelength when it comes to their offense. Kind of reminiscent to one of our matches yesterday with Jack and Jorias over on Dignitas. So we'll see if they can utilize a little bit more of the space, get a couple of mechanics going, but same thing applies to the Complexity roster, as it's a good fake challenge. Played top right. That's perfect placement. A good battle to be picked. Gonna have to rotate back and rely on the teammate, and a booming clear. So possession does go back to Complexity as Raisebolt tries to solo play this out, but it's a good bump off target. Again, physical play and an altercation is kind of what you want to throw Complexity off. Just can't get to round on time. It's a good 50 down. You need to be careful. Playing it close, and does so. Has potential for a pass. No, cut off right away. First minute gone on by. Shot on target should be saved, and gonna play this one high.
And I like the control at midfield there for Detonator. It just was another quick jump of the gun from Complexity that cut down the play, and you were looking for that infield pass. It did not find it. And from the backboard, it will be Shad. Takes down on his lonesome. You got Raisebolt, I think, circling for boost. And instead, he'll come up for the point. Shad will be at the midfield. So pads are here for Complexity off the sidewall. A lot in the tank to get this done. Can't get it over the first defender, though, as Shad takes it away. And it seems that as of right now, Complexity are giving Detonators a bit of space to work. That's a goal. Okay. Yeah, so they're absolutely giving them space to work.
No, I've actually really enjoyed the way Detonator's played this. The big thing I take away from them so far is a really good understanding of how to maintain possession. Numerous times the recovery, the decision making has actually been stellar. It's been perfect. You saw in the challenge in the corner, you know, making sure to go for the ball instead of the boost, getting the 50 and playing it high to waste the other team, and then making sure to, you know, deny in the corner. You see, even with that pass that was midfield, playing it into the corner again, leading your teammate, making sure they can get boost in the corner. And it's like you pair that with good decision making and then a solid counterattack, and yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic for Detonator. So color me impressed so far, but this is the kind of stuff. And again, what would normally be a scary situation, McConnell recognizes like, yeah, I'm not going to let my teammate go in a 1v1 in that situation. I'm going to go help him out.
And that kind of hits back to your point of Detonators being able to make those adjustments, and a lot of minor teams being more keen on making or calling audibles at this point in the stage of Rocket League competitive. It's just gotten a lot more fluid for a lot of teams, and clearly the positioning and the decision making when it counts most is certainly there, as Detonator do find themselves a 1-goal lead. Can they make it 2? Burn, no. Denied by Razebull. Punch it out to midfield and continue on with the play. The extension through the corner. Looking for the center, won't be there. Complexity throwing a lot of just individual hits one at a time. And whereas on the other side, on the counterattacks, the speed has kept Detonator in the orange half for quite a bit.
Yeah, really good play as well by McCon there. Decided not to go for it. Again, nothing for free here, as it's a crazy redirect. That's been the advantage for Complexity, is they can pull it out of nowhere. Great redirect here from Shad, puts it on target in a dangerous spot, and luckily gets a bit of the Psionics Please post in their favor this time, as Razebull is able to follow it up. So they tied up. 3 minutes gone on by to keep Complexity at bay, but for how long?
Yeah, it wasn't a matter if, it was just when Complexity were going to find that angle. Now, if you are Detonator, you're probably happy it was at a minute 50 because you still have a lot of time in this game. Good shot, right back over, and a great response off the kickoff to maintain possession yet again.
Yeah, Burn forcing that fight up top. And then instead of McCotton forcing a touch on target, again, it's that team play. The understanding of what they can rely on, because drops it down, makes it plenty of time to buy, and good placement on the shot. But Shad with boost, an attack right at the net. It's a good challenge by McCon. As they lob this one downfield, should be met in the midfield, as it's going to come straight down. Burn almost with a secondary effort. Not able to get the shot, but plenty of boost for Razebull. Should be able to swing around. Is the idea for Detonator at this point. Control possession, and so far so good. They look like the more dominant team. There's been a couple moments from Complexity, but overall, Detonator to me is winning this battle, and it actually reflects it in the scoreline as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the speed we're seeing from Detonator. Like they are playing unscared, which I think is big against Complexity, given the fact that Shad is very physical and Razebull is Razebull. Like, there's not a player with more confidence than maybe Razebull. And yeah, the fact that they've kind of kept him at bay, and they've just said, you know what? No, we will take these challenges. We will help each other on these, you know, these defensive stops, 2 at a time. Like, always around, making great decisions. And when it comes down to reading through your progressions on the field and that secondary decision making after the play breaks down, Detonator have had that on lock. Now, granted, Complexity have a chance here. That should be a goal, and it will be. Great extra pass around the bend. It's like a 1/3 doomsy roll, and Razebull just puts it on a dime.
Yeah, I do think the biggest scare to Complexity on that offense is how fluid they can look. Watching specifically in one of these perspectives, you just see how quickly those touches become aggressive, as well as a fluidity in their challenge game. But there's that Spanish kickoff we were talking about, deciding not to go for the ball itself. They go for the player in the back. Why not pair it with another and give plenty of space to work with Shad, who's going to just lob it up to himself. Nobody challenging, though. Good decision making from Detonator, where they do decide to play it a little bit slow, as they don't want to get caught out. So plenty of boost to work with on both sides. It's good 50 and in front of the net. Going to be a crucial save here, as it's completely killed. Decides to go for the demo instead. So one last attempt. Shad with full boost tank has to go the full length of the pitch, playing it up high. It's a 50. Still plenty of time for this one to drop down, but can't get it in time. So overtime in 2v2, a good opportunity here for Detonator.
It's got to be so frustrating as well, knowing you played about 4 minutes, 30 seconds of great Rocket League, and the only other time is when Complexity found something. Now you have to meet the challenge. That one dangerous, quickly saved. Burn going to try to kill it towards the corner. Complexity still applying the pressure. but they will fall back for boost. You got Raiseball with a full tank and kill it to get back into the play. Comes out of no man's land to put that one towards the net, and another shot quickly saved.
Yeah, really smart play on the back end. But trading demos, shot opportunity, gonna have to play this slow. It's a 1v1 in a tough spot. Shot and a pre-jump. Well played by the defensive complexity. It's gonna be a long clear, so it was a dangerous moment. They're able to hold on off. And transition back down the other way. Plenty of time, slow play, and an immediate 50 by Burn. Clear to the opposite direction, thrown right back at the player, back into the corner. Probably an aggressive play, trying to find a demo, not there. But no hesitation by Shad. He's going to play it into the side of Detonator. Off the backboard, trying to get the 50 can wrap around, so trying to find some boost. You're going to have to bully the player. It's actually a demo on the back end. Has a chance to recover. He's going to have to just pop that one up high. Looked like a great chance from Detonator, but no, not able to land after the demo. It was a good opportunity there, Spaceman, but cannot connect. Yeah, Complexity are playing blitz right now. They're just sending one up at a time, and then watch these long rotations up the sidelines. They're getting full boost, and it's just consistent from Raiseball, from Shad. The problem is you live and die by the blitz. If you get caught in counterattacks, you get bumped or demoed, and it's a 1v1 upfield, you're probably going to lose that. They almost did. But if you can keep this going with the amount of boost you have, the amount of midfield pressure you have, this is tough for Detonator to break out of, because they're just trying to commit together, which is great. But you're playing a 1v2 on the other side, and Complexity have been burning so much to get you off your own feet. That shot's going to pull you towards the right of the net. Shad going to wait. Raiseball trying to take a challenge, but instead will miss it. Big flip towards the back wall. Cleared away. A chance now. Burn taking a shot. Maybe. Wins a 50, but can't do much with it. And McCon will try to slow it. Oh, it was a really good decision-making on that backhand by McCon. He had plenty of time to decide on how he wanted to play it. And so just putting pressure, it forces Complexity into an awkward spot. So possession in favor of Detonator. Burn trying to get a little bit higher on that 50. It's a big lob downfield. A lot of boost being expended. Should be denied in the corner. It's actually a demo as well. So now a 1v1. Raiseball can do his magic and actually gets saved. He goes for the fake and tries to play it around. But good positioning by Detonator. It's been a fantastic almost 3 minutes of overtime as we see the chess match evolve. Flippery set to extend the play, trying to go for the 50, can't find it. So now into the midfield. Raiseball's going to pass this one off to Shad, who plays it back on target. Easy save from McCon, play to the corner. That's good reads on the defensive end, like we just talked about. I think that's off the bar. I think Raiseball was going for a quick pinch on the ground to try to squeeze it towards the left post, and he just couldn't find it. But the pickup was huge from Detonator. And yet again, these one-on-one challenges have gone their way. Now a breakaway chance, but Raiseball will cut down into the lane and stop it quickly. Dangerous, bumps his teammate, gets it around, maybe one. McCon has to fall back with the momentum of the ball. And now you got Shad completely clear in the back line to maybe find a pinch, maybe find a center towards the front of the box coming up. So far, like both these teams have been playing chess. It just comes down to who kind of makes the first mistake. It's been a lot of praise for me for Detonator. Just primarily every time I see them in a tough situation, it's like, hey, a demo comes through, you're in a 1v2, and you defend it perfectly. But unfortunately, a shot like that isn't going to do it, as another one comes in, and it's another save by McCon. Detonator will not go quietly. It's been absolutely fantastic on the defensive half. As another one comes in, this could be a double touch. Only 7 boosts. Is it enough? It's perfect for Raiseball. It is going to be Complexity. Puts themselves on match point. Oh my goodness. Man had 7 boosts. And he said, you guys need a miracle? Are you feeling a little tingly this morning? Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. And that's the danger. I mean, listen. Complexity gave you the same cards every single time in every minute of this OT. They would send them one at a time. The player who has the touch last will go get midfield boost and rotate back and wait for the counterattack from Detonator to begin. But in the end, in the last minute, it was a 2-man hit consistently. And to Detonator's credit, their defense was fantastic, but the continued pressure eventually broke through, and Complexity off the back of Raiseball's just boost management was just a thing of beauty. Yeah, Detonator playing a really solid series. Numerous times where I thought it was going to be all over for them. Oh my goodness. Based upon the aggression, but it actually comes down to a solo effort from Raiseball, which is something that I'm probably going to end up saying a lot today, it feels like. So yeah, impressive stuff from Detonator. Really happy with the way that they're playing the game. Very intelligent on just the general way Rocket League should be played. Just the understanding of how to maintain possession, when and when not to go, where to place the ball, the fundamentals from Detonator have really impressed me in just the short time that we haven't seen them, and now getting back, because obviously they were on the mainstream yesterday, so we didn't get to tune in. So absolutely love what they're bringing, but now we go back to threes, where again we had another close battle early on, but they got to find a way to get that offense going. They've had a couple chances, but they got to find a way to sustain it a little bit better. That's been the difficulty for them, which is credit obviously to Complexity in the way that they, like we said, keep it close to their chests and bring it out of that backfield.
Yeah, it's one of the best games of twos I think we've seen all tournament. That was about as evenly matched as I think anybody could ask for. It was great. Now it just comes down to, again, you go to the odd matches in this series, and you're going to have to go back to threes, which in this situation, if you're Detonator, I think they looked infinitely better in that twos match than they did in the opening game. But the opening game was, again, still, it was a 1-goal game. It was close down to the wire. I think the keys here, of course, continue the pressure. Can't allow those passes to go through. Great save. The defense kind of kept them in this, and in the pregame, we kind of expected the defense to be a big reason why they would hold on in this series, but they have to continue that push of play. If they can't do that against Razebull and Shad, it's going to be very difficult to consistently stop this team from getting shots.
Well, final 45 seconds, or first 45 seconds of the opening game here for this 3v3. Has been primarily Detonator up on offense. Has a couple touches here. End up going for Demo. It's going to be left to Razebull, who turns on it. And again, trying to turn it into a pass. Lays it in field, but cut off by McCon. A great play by him. But with minimal boost, even on that one, I know they want to put that immediate pressure. Probably better to actually just keep it and at least force somebody to come with you. If you keep it on the nose, you have the ability to then, you know, even if it's not the strongest flick, it's still threatening and it draws out a defender. But multiple mistakes like that could have been a goal, and they're not able to find it. So in the midfield we go, and a bunch of aggression trying to redirect that play back behind the player. But it's going to be AJG, not afraid to move up as the third person in rotation, as he waits for this one to go high. Should be here in just a second. And there he is. Immediate shot, a little bit high, top left. And it's all Complexity on offense space, man. Just seeing if they can put one away before big clear from Detonator.
Yeah, yet again, if you're Detonator, you just weather the storm. Like, you're going to get Complexity taking 5 or 6 shots in the opening minute. You just got to hold on, man. Like, it's Detonator is a ridiculously good defensive team, but they're going to have to play that excellent defense consistently in this series. To kind of keep this close. Right now, it's a double commit. It's a little scary. Still around, and this should be a chance. Great touch from AJG. That read in the air to not only stabilize in time, but get the softest little bump on the ball. If he hits this too hard, it clangs off the ground. This is just... we sure
perfect touch from AJG. Perfect touch from AJG, man. It's difficult too, because Detonator obviously is feeling that threat. You see that double commit. They don't want to risk one of the players not being up for the save. So again, that's credit to Complexity. You know, they condition teams to be a little bit wary of non-stop shots and a lot of threat. You talk about weathering that storm, but it does condition other teams to be like, hey, we're in kind of in a pickle. So again, got to play clean Rocket League against a team like Complexity, and Detonator for the most part has done that, but usually Complexity is there to make something happen. As AJG off the ceiling, gonna be a bit of a bully, even with no boost. And again, it's just the subtle touch that doesn't look like it's going to be too threatening, and Complexity turns it into a goal.
This was 45 seconds of nothing but shots. Like, Detonator's defense is great, but right now they're like, it's like a cheetah holding back a nuclear blast door. It's not going to work, man. Like, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the commitment, but it's not happening. And the kickoff win as well. Like, Complexity aren't going to stop. It's going to keep going. This is what's scary. Like, there's still a lot of time for Detonator to find some offense, but when's the last time they had like a consistent swing downfield? When's the last time they had... Oh my God! Oh my God! Wait. Run this back. Are you absolutely joking? There's no chance. Oh.
To think it was going even faster. Again, it doesn't feel like it's a goal opportunity, but it just like kicks mid, and Shad's like, yeah, I'll get a touch on that.
My goodness.
Complexity showcasing why their efforts to come to North America have been rather fruitful, as this one was supposed to be an open net now turns into a play back into the midfield. Big clear downfield and met well. Of course, Ray's Bull is already on the backboard. Why not redirect that perfectly down? It's a good save and a cutback, and that one even more important from Burn. He's trying to rotate back and grab some boost. Does not matter. It is going to be Shad off the backboard. Can't get a second touch. Burn again with a big save. But you're starting to see Detonator a little bit chasing on that back end. They understand that, hey, we're getting beat to the ball. We got to find a way to stop these rotations. And the best way to do that is disruption, especially with a minute left to go, down by 3. Got to make something happen.
It's not even enough time for I'm not talking about just the goals themselves, like the ability to completely restructure the offense and to get back into this game from a gameplay perspective. There's not enough time. You got 50 seconds and you haven't had, this is your first swing. This is your first time on offense in like 3 minutes. Again, it's not a negative for Detonator. They've played really great this series. It's just Complexity are the better team, and they are just absolutely stomping the defense right now. The 3s game is ridiculous. The 2s was as close as the series got. But, oh man, this has been just a massive, massive win for Complexity and for Detonator. Unfortunately, like, it seems that they're going to get swept out of the tournament.
No, I think it's a good display of showcasing kind of that difference, and a lot of credit, obviously, to Detonator. When you can simplify the game a little bit, which again, the easiest way to do that is by taking out a player. You saw like the fundamentals, the understanding, everything they're doing is
they got
correct. It's perfect, right? Like you're going toe to toe with one of the best teams in the world in Complexity.